Is gaming dead? If you think so, what was the reason that caused gaming to die? Gaming did not die overnight. It was slowly killed. A lot of people think that there was just this drastic change where gaming just disappeared. Like, it was just gone and now it's just not fun anymore. And there is a plethora of reasons as to why gaming is dead, and it's a very nuanced topic. Do you remember the days where games felt different, when you actually felt like you want to grind for hours? You felt like this was worth giving a part of your life, giving a part of your time, even sometimes your mental health. You felt as if sacrificing those important things in your life, time, health, and other activities, was worth sacrificing just to grind this one game or this handful of games. And now you don't really feel that anymore with these new games that get released. And part of that is because of one simple answer: Fortnite Battle Royale. and that's one main important thing with it. I think Fortnite is a big reason as to why gaming is dead. Before Fortnite came out, live service games were just not that big of a thing. You know, you had co-op games, split screen games, you had, you know, your typical fighter games, you had your typical Smash Bros type of games, or your platform fighting like Brawlhalla. You had all different types of RPG games, first person shooter games. And then Fortnite came out, and it was a free game where you could spend extra money on skins, cosmetics, emotes, things of that nature. And then it was also live service, and because of that, you saw a bunch of people saying like, oh, them niggas making money, we want to make that type of money. And then you had basically just Fortnite reskin on every single game. Look at the top 10 games right now as of March 20th 2026 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The top 10 games being played right now on PlayStation are as follow: Black Ops 7, Fortnite, Roblox, GTA 5, 2K26, EA Sports, College 26, Helldivers 2, Minecraft, Marvel Rivals, Madden 26. Live service, 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 live service. All of these games have one thing in common: they are all live service games where you can buy extra cosmetics in the game, and that is how they make their profit. They don't care about giving you a quality game, they care about giving you quality cosmetics. Look at Call of Duty in the past year. A reason why Call of Duty has died is because they cared more about collaborations and extra cosmetics than actually fixing what was wrong with the game. And because of this, you now have a lack of innovation within gaming. Think about how many games you play that are the same game in a different skin, another sequel, another remake, another copy and paste formula. Studios are scared to take risks. Studios are scared to try different things. They only want to follow what is trendy. And I think another reason for that would have to be COVID. Now, this is something that was uncontrollable, but COVID did play a big part in the gaming industry. For one, there wasn't a lot of resources. There was a lot of demand, but not a lot of supply. So you saw things jumping in pricing. And then when COVID started, it was around the time when the current gen consoles were going to release. So you couldn't plan for these type of things. You were planning for a regular release, and now you have a bunch of people wanting consoles because they're stuck in the house. And because of that, you had a lot of gaming companies that, you know, a lot of their projects got canceled. A lot of their projects were not finished when they released. A lot of their projects were just kind of like basic, like they didn't want to take any risks, because you were already taking a risk making a game during COVID and during a pandemic. And all for nothing on top of that as well, it's just so expensive to make a good quality game nowadays. So a lot of companies don't care to take risks. If you look at games in the past 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, a lot of these games did not require a lot of materials and a lot of finances in order to be made. I mean, we're at the point now where gaming studios are damn near like mini movie studios. Like, they're spending millions of dollars to make these games, and unfortunately they're not gonna make that money back by selling you a $50-$40 game like how they did back in the day. It's just impossible. And so the only way for them to make money and to make a big margin of money and to keep their business alive, unfortunately, on the finance and business side of things, is to sell you cosmetics, is to sell you a battle pass. And who started this? Fortnite. It all stems back to Fortnite. I think that a mix between Fortnite and GTA killed gaming. Now, why GTA killed gaming is because they have taken so long to launch a game that it like indirectly killed gaming. To this day, GTA sells 10 million copies a year. This is a 13, about to be 14-year-old game. For you to sell 10 million copies, one, why would you release a new game? Two, you clearly don't have to, because you are going to make your money back on this game that is 13 years old. And so now you have a bunch of companies who try to do that same thing, or they'll release the same game and the same game and the same game, hoping that people will still buy it for 13 years like you would with GTA. On top of another reason why gaming is dead, another layer to this would be just communities themselves and community burnout. A lot of gamers themselves are just exhausted of gaming. I mean, every single game, there's a competitive nigga on every game. You could get on Uno right now. There's going to be a sweat on there that knows how to exploit the game. A part of this was due to COVID. A lot of this was due to streamers. I think streamers are another reason as to why gaming is dead. There's just so many reasons why gaming is not the way that it is now. This used to be like a community thing where you would have niggas who played the game as an escape, and whereas now it is completely like industrialized. Like, this is an industry. This is not a community anymore. You don't have a gaming community. You have a gaming industry. Because of that, you have people that are trying to make a living off of every single game. If there's a new game that comes out right now, especially if it's online PvP, there is going to be a kid who doesn't have shit to do with his life but play the game 18 hours out of the day, and besides the 6 hours that he has to go to school, he's going to play 18 hours a day and 24 hours on the weekend because he's trying to make a living off of this game. And the casual gamer that goes to work and gets off work just can't keep up with that. And then you also have to deal with rank play and competitive play. You know, you're another layer of what caused gaming to plummet, in my opinion, is that just the production of games has significantly decreased. You used to see games come out for certain movies. You used to see certain movies get video game releases. You used to see TV shows get video game adaptations. You used to see all different types of video games. We even had a Burger King video game. Those type of things just don't exist anymore because it costs so much to make a video game, and a lot of companies nowadays are more driven on making the game look aesthetically pleasing and trying to have great graphics, while the gameplay is just complete dog shit. Look at a lot of these games that have came out in the last 10 years. A lot of them have amazing graphics, but the gameplay is just fucking horrible, and nobody is going to play a story mode game or an online game that has great visuals but has horrible gameplay. Nobody wants to play that. And it's not like you can just mass produce games or sequels nowadays. Like on the story mode side, if you want to play a game and you beat it, you have to wait 5 years for a good sequel, and if you wait any less than that, it's going to be the same game reskinned. It might as well should have just been a DLC. So due to high demand in games, low supply, high production costs, high graphic costs, and just not enough innovative ideas, this has caused a lot of burnout in gaming, which is why you see a lot of people sweat games so much, because you might get maybe 1 to 3 good games in 1 year, versus back in the day you would get a plethora amount of games that you could play. Sports games have now turned this way too. You have Madden and 2K and fucking WWE, MLB The Show. All these sports games are dropping the same game every year, and theoretically you would think, oh, they're dropping the same game, sure they're not, surely they're not making the same amount of money. Wrong. They're making the most money they've ever made, because they have now switched to selling cosmetics, battle passes, skins, things in the game that used to be free now cost. And it's just like, but they're still charging the full cost of the game rather than making it a free live service game. And because of this has killed gaming. They don't care about these games, they care about the money. And if they're making a peak amount of money, why the fuck would they change gameplay? That's the same thing with single player, multiplayer, live service. It does not matter. And so when it comes to the conversation as to why gaming is dead, there look no further than Fortnite, COVID, and graphic costs, and just production of games just being low. And that's just the state of gaming right now. I feel like the typical rotation for gaming in 2026 is like 1 to 2 good story mode games, and they all even have the same format for the most part. And then you'll maybe have 1 to 2 live service games that you might have in rotation. Like, I know one that's heavily popular right now is Arc Raiders, and even now, as of March, you're seeing a lot of people get burnt out on that game because there's so many sweats. They don't update the game quick enough. There isn't other games that are fun right now, so people are only channeling to this one live service game. You're gonna get burned out on it if you play it all day, every day, because you have nothing else to play. Versus back back in the day, you had a plethora amount of games to play. Now, to answer the question, do I think gaming is dead? No, I don't think gaming is dead. I think gaming is just lost and it's just at a low point. I think that gaming can be fixed, and what can fix gaming, I'll save that for another video. But I do feel as if us gamers, we need to be reminded what is good gaming, what is good for the community. The community is still here, even though it's industrialized. I feel as if the crowd of people that started the community, they're still here, and they're still very loud and vocal about how gaming isn't the same anymore. But I won't go all the way to say that it's dead. I think that if companies just stop manipulating their fan bases, if they stop being so money hungry, and if they just paid attention to what their fans actually want, I feel as if gaming could make a big resurgence in a way where we see it very close and connected and intricate with each other. And you know, it's more community based and not just a fucking industry where it's like everybody is fucking over everybody. But if people demand better, gaming would be better. A lot of people are okay with and settling for less and accepting these flawed games that are coming out and paying peak price for it. I think if people just stop doing that and start demanding better things, I feel as if gaming will make a turn. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Please follow me on TikTok for shorter form videos. I plan to make more long-term videos in the future. And also, please make sure to follow me on Instagram. Until the next video, I'm out.